I don't leave Steam reviews because I don't care. But I ended up reviewing a game called Full Metal Furious because it was just a wonderful surprise delight, and I accidentally got it for free. And so, like, I got so much out of the game, and I felt bad. Oh, first of all, I didn't pay for the game, and then I was like, you know what? At least this is generated some great, some income for somebody else, for a publisher that I like. I went on and saw reviews. Nope. The universe actually decided to shit all over this publisher for making this wonderful game. Like, it just opened its anus and plopped last night's dinner upon it. It was so sad. Like, just reading the developer interview, I could tell that they were disappointed so badly because they lost a bunch of money, they lost a bunch of time, it didn't sell anything, and it's way better than the previous games that they've put out. So what are they going to have to do? They're going to have to go back and they're going to have to make Rogue Legacy again. Why? Because Rogue Legacy is the one that actually sold.
Yeah.
So I reviewed a game with anger in my heart, and I said, in my review, I'm telling everybody, please buy this game, and I'm going to buy whatever these people put out in the hopes that they're just going to make something that isn't Rogue Legacy in the future, because I know that the only way that I'm going to see something that is as good as Full Metal Furious is if I pay for something that it is as bad as Rogue Legacy. This is there are certain things where will just give money to people if they make something that I like, even if I don't get something tangible in return. I donate money to CGP Grey because his videos have enriched my life, even though I am not getting direct physical product back in return. And Supergiant Games could shit on a plate, and I would buy that because I know that whatever game that they make next is going to be fantastic. If they wanted to do like DLC, just cosmetics for Hades, I would buy all of them because I want that company to be around in 10 years.
Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna add to that. In regards to Supergiant, like Hades, by the way, is like the best game of the year. Like, in my mind, like even though it's early access, it's great. But here's the thing: they launched a major content update like a week ago, and it did not launch for me. I put a thing in their Discord, their tech support Discord, and I got a response like less than 10 seconds
from a developer.
And then not from a developer, just a developer, their senior design engineer.
What?
And yes, who then friended me on Discord, by the way. But like, he kept in touch with me like throughout, like over the next 24 hours. I was trying things. We were talking about like what was going on, and the fix, like, it was a buffer overflow error, and I had kind of an idea, and like he had kind of an idea, and the issue is small, and I'll get to that in a second. But like I was just like blown away by like, I'm just some random ass person like that bought their game and hit H trend, and like they cared. Like their staff was like all over the Discord. It was like top down. Like they're a small company. There's not that many of them, right? But like they were just like all over, like helping people. I wasn't the only one, right? So like I was just blown away. And then they fixed it the next day. And the issue happened to be like they put in a character limit for the names of hardware. And so if you're, for instance, in my case, my monitor, the name that Samsung has assigned to my monitor was over that character limit, so it caused a buffer overflow error whenever it tried to load the game, and it was just crash. And they figured it out. You know, we tried a bunch of stuff like to make sure it wasn't like client side, right? And they figured it out by the next day, and like they hit me back and said, "I think we've got this figured out. could you please download the update and try it, and then we can whatever. Like, and so like, man, like you don't get that from a AAA studio. You just
Hmm.
don't. They don't give a fuck about
Hmm.
you if you're not their board or their shareholders. And these
Mm-hmm.
guys like they care and they put out a great product. So that's my rant.
Yes. Every game that Supergiant makes iterates on the last, and you can just watch this company grow from Bastion, which had some good ideas, to
Transistor.
Hades, which plays wonderfully.
Oh, Hades is so good. Like it is.
Oh, yeah.
I'm really bad at those style of games. I just am. Like um I don't have the like awareness of like my surroundings to like not stand in the puddle all the time or whatever to like that stuff. So I'm not great at it, but just the way the game functions makes it still fun. Even though like losing is fun, and it's really hard to make a game where you have a poor mission or a poor whatever, and you come away from it feeling like great. And that's what Hades does for me. Like I if I fail, I'm like it was that was so much fun, and I don't have that experience with most games. Most games, if things don't go my way, like I'm like pouty, right?
um, yeah, you always want to feel like I think the fun part with failing in Hades is that you can think like it gives you something to buy. You always feel like you can do something once you've gotten back to your base, and b it you still feel like there's like a sense of progression with the story, because the as you come back and keep talking to the people, they'll I don't know, like they must have written a novel of dialogue in there, and it's all fully voiced, and the characters are interesting, and the voice acting is just good. It's solid voice acting.
I generally don't care about like cosmetic bullshit and that type of thing. In that game, I do because it just like it grows out, it fleshes out some story bits, and like every little thing that you do, somebody will talk about it or whatever, and it's just like, man, so impressed.
Oh yeah.
Are
Let's go
we are we standing around an invisible wall now?
Yeah, let's go shoot. Let's go shoot some things.
Let's go
some
shoot.
things.
Yeah. Awesome. I just learned that you can access all of your emotes at the same time. You don't have to equip them. It's just easier if you equip them.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
we don't we don't start with a lot.
Nope.
We have a few.
I imagine you do.
This outfit that I'm wearing is because I beat all of the strongholds, which is like the higher tier, not the raid, but the higher tier dungeons on legendary difficulty.
Oh,
Get ready to do all that again.
Not for a very, very long time.
Sweet. Yeah. So, woo, D2.
Here we are again. Yeah.
Yep. Much improvement, in my opinion, from the previous game.
By the way, Jonah, I did a legendary the other day, and we wiped it at the end, which is what happens. I ran out of time, but like the interesting thing about it is like there was no cheese builds. It was all like somebody with I was running a true patriot thing. Somebody was running a healer build. Somebody else was running a burn build. It was like normal dungeon running builds. Not like let's put a bunch of turrets down and like distract the enemies.
Oh yeah, that's great, awesome. Because I really don't like the throwing turrets and shit out. I just want to actually play the game.
Yeah. Oh, I could go 2% damage SMG. Let's go.
Yeah, right. I've got a Uzi.
Got to get those numbers going up.
So, I'm not going to give you like any spoilers, but I will say this: at a certain point in the game, you're going to get like a table that you can put like gear into. It makes like that you can then put those stats on other gear to save things, which is, I think, one of the awesome changes they did to the game. If only they did that for mods, but like. The fact that like you don't have to just continually loot grind for like the perfect item that has the perfect stats on everything. Now you got to get 2 of the perfect stats, but like it's better than all 3.
Absolutely, yeah. You get a god roll for something, and you're like on weapon damage, and you're like, well, weapon damage on that spot forever. Ooh, still kind of snaggy. Yeah, no, there's a lot of really sweet things about this game. It's pretty close to the perfect like action RPG in my opinion. Like there's every action RPG does something that is brilliant, and it seems like right now that no one is stealing each other's ideas. Weirdly enough, so someday there's going to be like Blizzard's going to come out with another. Not, I guess they're just going to keep making Diablo and destroy the thing, but some other AAA studio is going to just glom all the mechanics together, and then we'll all die playing that game.
That would be amazing. Like, jack me into the Matrix when that happens. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
If you've got a skill deployed and it's about to run out on like duration, or you're moving past it, if you hold the button that you use to deploy it, controller or otherwise, right? It will reduce the cooldown of it if you destroy it yourself rather than letting it run out. By the way.
A little drone. Okay.
Yep.
Like, I'm gonna destroy it now.
Funny.
Up.
Oops.
I'm assuming everybody has the quest to go to the theater. Like, I didn't actually ask Joel.
Yeah. I already did that one just to make sure I still wanted to play this game again. But that's the only one that I did. So we're all in the same place, really.
Yeah.
And the loot drops on a per person basis, right?
It does, and you can share things, which is cool. And also because you're just always kind of trying to get things that, you know, running content like a second time doesn't feel bad in this game because you're gonna end up running it like, and they do a really fabulous job of like sending you to the same places but making them feel different. And I'm not gonna like expound on that, but they it's probably, I think, my favorite part of the game is that I can go to the same mission that I've run like 100 times, and it'll be like a different version of it with a different pathing and different enemies, and it's cool.
Yeah, increasing the difficulty of a mission doesn't just add stats; it actually changes some of the pulls so that you feel like, you know, you're getting more stuff, bigger stuff, you know, and not just hey, everything is harder to kill.
That's awesome, and I'm looking forward to it. Okay, so this is a note to future Joel. We have actually played Division 1 before, minus Mr. Entropy here. And we put in some serious time into it and had some good times. But I felt that in Division 1, when we got to the end, there wasn't really anything for me to hunt for anymore, except very, very minor tweaks. I didn't feel the need to chase gear, and I didn't feel like I was changing up my gameplay any. And I'm looking forward to see how end game works now.
There are a lot. I don't want to spoil anything, but they're like, especially compared to like a month ago, actually, like there are a lot of builds that are fun and viable. I think there were always builds that were fun and viable, but it's even more so. Like, when the expansion first launched, it was like this one rifle build because the NPCs were so, because you couldn't peek your head out because they did so much damage and whatever. This one rifle build really came to the forefront. But they have like nerfed a lot of the.
It's gotten a lot better just very recently.
Yeah, kind of up and down. So
this game has always been very end game focused. They said specifically pre-launch that was one of their big focuses, is that they were going to design end game first, and then they have, you know, everything wrap around that. And it has in fact gotten even better since then. So, yeah. It's an Ubisoft game, right?
That is a thing.
I would be disappointed if the Ubisoft game.
If for whatever reason you stop moving, just wiggle around, mash WASD for a second, and keep going.
There's a bug that just makes you look at your character and you have to alt F4 to like, and then join back in. I don't know if it's gonna happen at this level, because I seem to notice it when my season level advances, and I'm there's seasons which are free, but there's like a season pass like buy to get extra stuff, you know, cosmetics and like some extra whatever stuff that doesn't matter unless you're into that. But like it alternates different things. There's like a manhunt, and then there's like a league event which has time trials for missions, and I fucking love the time trials. I just love them because it's like you do things in like a different way.
So kill the boss of this apartment complex in 10 minutes or less.
Yeah,
Try.
it escalates. So, like you get like 10 points if you kill it in 10 minutes less. If you kill it in 12 minutes, you get
Yeah, and the
9
points
points.
help you earn rewards for
whatever,
that
whatever.
particular week.
And it's not particularly like you need to max on everything if you want to get it in the first week, but it runs for 2 weeks, so it's like you can be
Yeah.
shitty at it and still get all the rewards. Like it's not like
Yeah, the main point there is that the
punishing or
time
anything.
pressure encourages you to play to your best and also not just do safe things.
Speak to. Where is Odessa? Is she at the
You have
hotel? Is that
Odessa's
where
at
we're
the
gonna
top of this building.
Yeah.
go? I've been rambling and not doing what I need to do.
Stop visiting with your friends. That's not what friend night is about. What's wrong with you?
Ben has a Discord link, and I don't know that he's gonna have time to hop in tonight because his parents called, but he was gonna hop in and talk to you about the breakfast chick thing. But I know he's got to walk with his friend in a minute, and his parents called.
All right,
so
well, make
that's
sure that if
happening.
Ben enters into the voice chat during the session, though, that it'll be recorded. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think he cares. But I will tell him to watch
Well, I
his
mean,
language.
F-bombs are not a problem because this is not a kid's show, but like, just awareness is a nice thing. So he can choose what he wants to say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. I don't think he's gonna have time though, because I think he beats with Sari in like 15 minutes or something.
These green pants look cool, but they cover up
I
my
know, right?
sweet
I have the
tattoo.
same problem.
God
My-
damn it.
My like one beef with the cosmetics in this game is the fact that there's no way to hide various pieces of gear. So a lot of the pieces of gear don't matter. Kondo is here. These are like story pieces that are just around.
No, I gotta go back and show off the sweet tattoo. Yeah, that's the only way. That's how it's gotta be. Up. Oh, people left me while I was looking at my own pants. How dare you?
I have like all the tattoos. I don't think you can't see them in my stormtrooper outfit here, but I got my skull backpack trophy that was a pain in the dick to get. So
I'll be sure to appreciate it.
can't get it anymore.
Oh.
It's one of the season event rewards. It was like a particularly fun like event where guys would come back as zombies and you'd shoot them in the head to like pop them, for lack of a better word.
Yeah, they get back to feed and kill them with a headshot.
And they would have like different things like kill so many guys with a melee thing and get 6 points, and kill so many guys with explosions and get 6 points and whatever. And it was pretty tedious, I'm not gonna lie. But got to the end of it. It's the only one of those.
Yeah, you maxed out. Yeah.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah, that happens. How are we feeling so far?
Oh, we're in the mission.
Oh.
Feeling? Feel things?
Ah, never mind.
The shield lets me live out my dream of being the Terminator.
Oh yeah, the shield's actually like super fun at endgame too. Like there's viable tank builds, and the shield's kind of the
They work at
necessary
Legendary,
component of those,
believe it or not.
which is really
I like that they gave me the opportunity to sacrifice defense for being able to wield my
for sure.
shotgun. That's all I've ever wanted in life.
Yeah, the shield where you get to have your weapon over it. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, all the shield variants are pretty different, and they're way improved comparatively to D1, I think. They introduced a new specialization that actually, which I guess, spoiler that I said that word, where you get to use a shield, where it's a lot like the one you're using right now, Joel, but there's some cool new tricks, like the closer you to enemies, you actually increase the damage of people around you. So, like, if an enemy is in 10 with you, then all your buddies also get to hit it for harder.
If if one person finds one of those recorded event things or whatever, does everyone get credit for it, or do we all
No,
have to walk up
no,
to them?
they're all collectibles.
Okay.
You wander around a lot, and you walk past those things a lot, so I wouldn't fret about it too much. Just get
I guess if I miss something in the building, like when you replay it on hard mode, it's gonna be there
Yeah.
anyway, right?
Yeah, they'll be there.
Right?
In fact, when you
Okay.
replay some of these missions later on, there'll be new collectibles based on story things.
Yeah, as the story advances, because there's like this thing called World Tier, which is just like this is the point you are in the
Yeah.
story. Things have happened. That's all I'll say about it. Striker gun's fun. I like the fact that I can like aim,
Yeah.
tell it where to go, tell it who to target.
Pew, pew, pew.
This is a cover shooter, unless you got a shield.
I bring my own cover.
So, as the game gets more difficult, you will definitely find that cover becomes
Yep.
important.
You're not just running around with a shotgun out of cover like me.
I kind of figured, but I'll enjoy it while I can.
Well, the
I'll,
shield you can. The shield. Oh, Sonya, there goes Trent.
Oh,
Yep.
lost him. Shoot.
group gone off. Well,
Yay.
portrait.
I'm just gonna wait
Yeah.
here. Don't go in the elevator just yet. Or the
Yeah, so Trent,
Zeros.
you're having some woes. Like, it's
Yeah.
better after the restart, though, right? But disconnects are not good.
No,
that sucks.
it's running like shit right now.
Oh,
I mean, we can go back to 7 days if you want. Like that's
No, that's fine.
I'm gonna get a drink while we wait. I had the same issues when I first started this game. It is like specifically a processor hog. For whatever reason, outside of the GPU, it really is hard on the graphics processor. And I don't know
CPU.
why.
CPU, yeah.
The central
Yeah,
processing unit.
It
CPU.
relies on the CPU for doing graphics stuff for some reason. It's completely confusing.
Which makes it run weirder. Hang on, I'm gonna mute myself for a second.
So I just got half of the podcast thing for the Outer Wilds finished. It turns out it's going to be a lot longer than 4 hours.
I was noticing that you were recording for a really
Yeah,
long
there were some
time
breaks and
on
stuff
Sunday.
like that. So it's possible that we only actually got like 3 hours of real recording. We were looking at the roadmap for how to finish that, and it was just like, these 2 planets are basically an hour's worth of content on their own, and it's possible that we're really over-explaining it, and I think that in the future podcasty things, I'm going to try and minimize the amount of actual notes, and then just like say, if we miss stuff, we just miss it. Which is something I think we tried to do, Trent, you and I, but like, it's when we got into it, we're like, neither one of us wanted to not talk about anything, I think. Which still remains to be a very pleasurable experience to do the Final Fantasy VII podcast. Yeah.
For sure.
Final Fantasy VII podcast.
Yeah,
Final Fantasy VII.
I got
7 Final Fantasy podcast. Fantasy podcast. 7 Final Fantasy.
testing the fantasy.
Final Fantasy VII podcast nights. Supposedly, Square Enix is going to announce another Final Fantasy game in July. At least the announcement of when it's coming out or what it is or whatever they're doing. And I'm like,
It's the American 3, and they fuck it
Oh,
up.
hey,
Someone's gonna die.
Trent's back in the game. We should progress.
Yeah, we're doing a thing. Stuff's happening. I
it?
may have.
God damn it. Oh yeah, I hear the gunfire now. All I know is that now I have some sweet pants with tassels on them.
Yeah. Did I put on my beach gear? I should put on my beach gear.
Did you say tassels?
I said tassels. You
Are
heard
they on
me.
Are they on the front?
On the nipples?
Yeah.
No. They're pants. Tassel pants.
So there's this sweet rubber man, and this is like what Jonas pointed out as like probably like one of the neatest features of the game. There's like so most things you pick up aren't picked up for the entire group. However, ammo and doors, you see running these two are. So you open the chest. So there's this sweet rubber band mechanic where people are lagging behind, but there's just like a brief like point where someone's doing the animation to open the box or open the doors, and so then everybody else catches up.
There's this like Deep Rock have lots of things where the party is naturally kept together not by the choices of the players, but by the natural mechanics of things are meant to slow you down to get you to group up again. Could do a whole video just about that idea. Rubber bands, it's not just for board games.
Well done, designers.
Yeah,
Well
good
done.
job, good job. Didn't just play video games today.
No, you. Oh, you guys are aggressive. I mean, I guess Joel can afford to be aggressive.
I got a shield. I'm gonna use it. Damn it!
I've done these missions a couple of times. I might know that there's that, and plus there's no I don't think there's tanks at level 1, so it's like or
Okay.
like,
Okay, listen, I've been around the block, okay?
yeah, I've been around the block a few times.
All right, agent. Okay. Did you like that cowboy figure that the dude pulled out there? This is you. There's a new sheriff in town. Did you just give me permission to murder everyone in the city? Yes, I did.
Yeah, stick with us, Tim the Enchanter and Zachary Quinto. You'll be okay.
All right. Okay. Let's talk about
man.
that intro movie. All right. Oh man. I don't know what I was expecting, but it sure wasn't that. Which was, hey everybody, don't forget that guns are a human right, and you should own them.
But this game is not political.
It's not political. They should sound to their audience. So one of the lines was something like, "Do you own a gun?" Does your neighbor show the two people running at each other in this hellish apocalypse?
Oh my god, this game feels even weirder in the age of COVID, right? Like, wow. You know, I hope that people someday look back at things like The Division 2 and say, Ubisoft did some really bad things. Like, we should be political. Come on. Meanwhile, fascism, Oliver.
Oh, there is one tradition from the Division 1 that still exists in the Division 2, and that is when you enter an elevator, you fuck in the mode.
Is that how we're gonna do things?
Well, the last one a person in doesn't get to. Like, but
Oh no,
there you go.
somebody rock paper scissors me.
Yeah,
we gotta make that happen.
It's great, actually.
All right, maybe next elevator.
Yeah.
You can see a lot of elevators.
Long hallways where you walk forward slowly.
I'm gonna open this door with my America vest now. I've changed off the
The other thing
Stormtrooper outfit.
you'll notice is that if you actually
America.
travel to DC someday, you're going to have the weirdest uncanny veiling feelings. Like the Smithsonian.
Oh yeah, I blew that building up. Yeah.
Oh no, like they did a phenomenal job. Like, there are locations in the game that I've been to in real life, and they are spot on. Like, just spot on. I can say, like, I've been to that place,
Huh.
which is crazy, you know. Get him, Striker. I'm just gonna put my hands behind my head and let him kill things.
Whoa!
Did you jump down a hole? Kablooey!
Turkey shoot.
There are like story things that you don't really go back to like in the same sense in the game. Like, The main missions are repeatable, but there's like side missions that are used for other things. But so this is like very cool, like to start from level 1 again.
Oh yeah,
Curiosity, can you respec?
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
Okay,
We
good.
ain't no Diablo shit here. You're gonna
you
gotta
don't
have build a
spec
new
shed, do you?
character.
There's no cost, there's no currency cost to
Mm-hmm.
do things like recropping or repping costs like currency, but you get so much fucking
Yeah.
currency it doesn't even matter.
All right, I'm gonna hide behind Joel while he ascends.
That's what I'm here for, baby.
If he's running the tank build, absolutely the shield. Yeah, absolutely hide behind that guy. Let him get chunked.
I like being in front. I
Yeah.
can't help it. There's something about my brain that says this is the thing you should be doing with your life.
That's cute. That's cute. Your cover is stationary.
You're gonna like, you're gonna like the,
Why isn't your cover moving forward?
Yeah, I honestly miss the skill from Division 1 where you get to make like your own cover somewhere, the big wall. Yeah, but I completely
yeah.
understand why they took that out of the game because you can't design around it anymore. There's just no balancing for having your own cover. Be like, this fight, hey, someone has to equip this skill and drop it down here, and then like that'll just always be the strat.
there's a set in the game where it has various debuffs, and every debuff's like red, white, and blue, and it's part of a flag, and different things, and it puts dots on the guys, and eventually makes a flag. It's so funny.
You see, the red stripes on the American flag are for damage. The white stars are for damage mitigation, and the blue ones are for the enemy explodes when they die.
White stripes are just for amazing music.
So today I learned, because Reddit is a thing, that Jack White at first when he made the hook for Seven Nation Army didn't want to release the song because he thought it was be a great Bond song, but then he figured, well, that'll never happen because this was before they got big, right? And so he released Seven Nation Army, and it did well. You may have heard the song before. And then, like a few years later, he gets asked to write a Bond song. He wrote the Bond song for Quantum Solace.
Yep.
Oh,
Just,
I didn't know
like
that.
an interesting fact for the day.
Yeah.
Get him, Striker Drone. That purple.
Yep. Each faction has their own version of the different subclasses for enemies. So, you know, these guys are vanilla, but soon we'll fight the True Sons, who are French vanilla. Yeah, these are hyenas, yeah. Yeah. They're back. Oh yeah, yeah. Well, the cleaners still exist out here, I think, right? No, I guess they do all exist in New York. Yeah. I just guess I'm thinking about the outcasts. They're very similar to yeah, the cleaners. Yeah. No, no, no. No, you. Yeah. Oh man, mounted miniguns are like one of my favorite things in this game. Or the firewall, more likely, but that's like yeah, yeah. That's a very tanky. Yeah, I don't know. The better. Rogue agents don't exist in the division. What are you talking about? Yeah, your father was a hamster and your mother smelt of COVID. Oh. Yep. And they have a thing where, like in Destiny, where you can only have one exotic weapon and one exotic piece of armor, which is great because it forces you to actually use the builds of the yellows and green stuff. Yeah. Oh, I may have entered into a cutscene and skipped it for myself, and I thought that maybe that you all would get to see the cutscene anyway. Uh oh. I will not skip any more cutscenes, and I will not initiate more cutscenes. Oh, okay, yeah. Sorry. Yeah, I was fast traveled. Good old Call of Duty, continually putting their foot in their mouth repeatedly. Yeah, yeah. That's the big problem. Is it's the opposite, right? It's like you don't want to have all uniques. You want to have all the max out set gear or whatever. I mean, one thing I was really happy with when I was playing D3 was that my Witch Doctor build had like two pieces of one set and like a couple pieces of a different set, and then multiple uniques. That I just pushed the limit as hard as I could, and because I don't believe in looking up builds anymore, I think that at this point, just trust your instincts because, well, you can learn things from other people, and I do inspect other people to see what they're doing. That many people get it wrong in lots of different places all the time. See Deep Rock and the Engineer Purple grenade that nobody uses in the game, despite it being maybe the best grenade in the entire game. The plasma grenade. It's possible that they rebalanced it since you've used it last, Trent, but you throw it, it explodes on impact, and then it continues to drop and then keep exploding. And so it's actually possible to kill grunts after two impacts. So you can throw it at a pile of like 20 grunts and they'll all die if they're grouped up tightly enough. And so it's a very like fix a lot of problems kind of grenade. But nobody knows because it's also very skill intensive. Like there's chances you throw it against the wrong piece of terrain and it just flies and does nothing. But if you Oh well, I distinctly remember when you threw it, it would just like hop around and stuff like that, and it definitely doesn't do that anymore. Uh, Understandably so. It's neat to be an innovator. Yeah, like I use a Yeah, yeah. Like the legendary deflector build that I use for tanking in that one mission, which did okay, despite facting like nobody does that. Nobody respects the deflector in this game, but it's actually just great. Anyhow, yeah, good times. Yes, what a weird damage problem in gaming.
There's like a lot of different ways. There's like dots as affect. There's I'm talking in circles around things because I don't want to like misinfo things too much. But like there definitely are great builds that are very good, but it's not the it's not dominant. Like it's not dominant.
Yeah, right. And also, you can do it, and it gets good damage, but there's no it doesn't take over anything, and it doesn't do anything any better than a lot of the other builds do. So, uh-oh.
It does do that. It is gutsy. So I don't know. I'm hoping someone can take a lot of the ideas from this game and put it into
Yeah.
the other movie is like I don't know when at what point you played the Division One. I played Division One when it first came out. It was a it was a fun fest. Like, it was fun, but it was a colossal fun fest. It was full of aimbots. It was full of like just like it was like first they made a reason to go in the dark zone, and then they made a reason to go in the dark zone, and it was like just full of just like this clown fiesta of just like hackable aimbot whatever gear. Um, yes, and it got a lot better as it got later. As I understand it, I have not gone back. I understand at the end of the Division One's life cycle, they fixed a lot of the issues. They fixed a lot of the issues with gear. They fixed a lot of there's your crash. Wait, but to movie's discredit, they did not take a lot of those lessons learned from Division One that they consistently doing air quotes, you can't see that. But into Division Two. So when Division Two launched, a lot of like I mean like when this game first came out, like I needed a goddamn spreadsheet to figure out like what the gear was gonna be. Like a separate Excel sheet just to figure out what the gear was gonna be. And at this point, I put the calibration table, put in indicators on the gear itself. It's like, is this gear
Thanks.
they put indicators on the gear itself, like this is better than you have in your calibration. Like you don't have like you don't have this crap yet, right? And they haven't done that for mods, which is super disappointing because like mods are really cool. It's just like we are sort of like shitty it's just like it's like annoying. It's like you take you spend like sort of very much guys to figure out like what's better calibration wise. But it feels like a lot better. It feels like if I take out a piece of gear that I didn't like do anything with for a while, like I'm like, oh maybe I can use it for this. That's really cool. So
Yep.
so many of us are really stoked that Division Two will be once again. Well, that's never cool. Affect the whole H and then hit G.
It's really awkward. What?
What?
It's accurate.
Oh well, huh? That's weird. Oh, looks like you're choosing. No, yeah. Oh, vote to neutral. No, this is Kami wanted to disagree. I. It's okay.
uh,
Now I feel really bad. Now I feel really bad.
What does that make Trent? A rogue moon? Yeah, yeah. Oh man, I'm so excited for Dying Light 2 to come out. Yeah, someday. Oh yeah, which I don't think we've actually talked about on the stream, but with the Greenbows. Kosh over here is Greenbow in training. Adopted Greenbro, big brother Greenbro. Yeah, Greenbros in spirit. Yep. What if we don't play as Crane in the next game? I don't think you do, because I think that at the end of Dying Light 1, you actually die as a result. Oh, right, yeah, there you go. Yeah, well, if anything, we'll make fun of them for that. So some dev news on Dying Light 2 is that it was supposed to release in the Q1 or Q2 area of this year, except that they delayed it because they wanted to put more work into it to make sure that it would actually be good. And that's admirable. Please, please. Yeah. Well, please don't. We don't need any more No Man's Sky debacles where they've go on a death march as soon as they release the game. Those poor coders. Yeah. Like be like Deep Rock. If you're gonna release an early access version of your game, make sure that that version is as core as it can be, as good as it can be, and then move on from there. I guess. Uh, if your game's broken, take another 3 months. The biggest problem though is that, like knowing how the sausage gets made, having worked in the game industry for a bit, right? Like, I suspect that the real problem with AAA game design not like having like not being able to delay their games isn't really a studio decision anymore. It's more of a producer level. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a lot of factors. Shareholding. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's just like having the whole concept of having to release a gold master of your disc in a physical medium, right? Like that is like a big factor into itself that is a great explanation of that because it's like you have to tell the printers, months in advance to make all the discs, right? So you have to have a benchmark, which we're done at this date, guys, because like Sony and Microsoft both need that too, right, for the submission. You can't release anything on a Xbox without getting Microsoft's permission. So like that's a whole debacle right there. It's just like game design requires hard release dates, basically. And so when they end up delaying something repeatedly and keep announcing new dates, it's not because they hate you or they're dumb. It's because they're literally trying to set the ball forward again and then be like, shit, we didn't make that one either. All right, well, we have to make another date with Microsoft to get our ducks in a row for. Whew. the sewers. Yeah, like if you do like at least a little bit of grinding for keys initially, then you'll probably never run out. Which is let us open the boxes. We'll do that for you. We got a couple tanks on the left there. You'll want to be careful about that. It'll get a lot better. Yep. Each individual section of armor has its own hit point total. So try to focus on whatever everyone else is shooting. I tend to go for the chest. And you can also hit weak points in the back that may take out their ammo or reduce their ability to attack in some capacity. That's why they call them chunguses in our clan. Yep. I mean, hey, Oh, I mean, some games do. I mean, the thing I was marveling about this is that the hitboxes on these obstacles are really defined. Like, you can shoot through like the grating on these shelves over here, or through the handrails on certain things, or underneath those handrails. Like, it's astounding. Back in the old days of Doom, it's a big 2D texture. Even a decade ago, they weren't able to really do hitbox stuff like that. Yep. Ah! Right. Well, I mean, I think that recently they updated it too. So. Yeah, yes, they had to do an AI change in this latest update. Yeah, well, so like as we level up, you're eventually going to be able to get red, blue, and yellow talents, and skill tier is what makes a shield, or and blue talents make the shield better too. So. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. It starts with the green gear. So nope. Well, it's green now because it's Diablo. Yeah, like EverQuest started. Yeah, and then WoW perfected it, and then everybody started following it. Now everybody expects that kind of similarity. Yeah, don't worry about that. No, you cannot. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, similar cloud computing thing. Um, that sounds not good. So you can't open up any menus, not even I. Um, right, right. Yeah, unfortunately, I have never seen that bug. But yeah, It's possible that there's some tutorial things that it bugs on as well. Yeah. Yeah, sorry guys. I'm going to echo that. I don't think that the foam it works on tanks very well, much at all, unless you're deep specking into yellow stuff. So like, it's mostly good for getting guys out of cover. Yeah. It's actually both. To some extent, it depends on who you shoot. Sorry, go ahead. I don't blame you. A good if you're looking for a good defensive like do not pass kind of skill, then the flame turret is a good option. The blinder's gonna not gonna really have much effect at this level. Yeah, but don't. Yeah, sure. But to answer the question, the ones that are probably gonna have the most effect at this level are not the pulse. Um, yeah, it is. And seeker mines, cluster seeker mines are really good too, as well as the drone and the shield. But like Randall's saying, like if you make a mistake, then you can pick up another skill really quickly. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, for sure. TLDR, it's bad. Oh yeah, right. Oop. I think this is one of those situations where you queue it yourself and see the cutscene yourself. Doesn't work. Yeah, no, it's good. It's just you just yeah, just don't expect it to be good all the time. It's an emergency thing. Sell at this level. Yeah. Yeah, no, I think what you're saying is completely valid for end game, but early on you're not going to craft anything and you're not going to use those resources for anything. So like having some cash in your pocket so you can buy a replacement gun when you need to is useful. But later on, once you hit like 20 or 30, you know, you're going to want to start saving materials at some point. But you're also going to get them so frequently and so often that, you know, there's no wrong answer. There's just no wrong choice here. I think I heard that it's better. Yep. Yep. So, short answer is yes. You can absolutely target a specific thing that you want to go get. Sure, there are quick case examples and corner cases for all that shit. So, yeah, Trent's invisible for me. Interesting. How you doing, Trent? You seem to be completely off the board for me. Like, I think your character is invisible or something, or I don't know. Huh. All right. Well, no worries. Just want to check in. Cool. Yeah, don't worry. Maybe it'll fix itself once we all get outside or something. Oh, no rush. Hey, I mean, making choices is what games are all about, right? I know, right? There was one at the theater earlier. I couldn't buy it, but then it was like a maybe not a marksman rifle, but it was a rifle, which is they're both. There's one on the second floor. Oh, so I just realized that we're all waiting for Trent, but Trent is totally running towards the mission. I I would have noticed, except he's invisible. So I don't know, but it's true. hop right over it. Yeah, don't worry. I want to cloak invisibility. Yeah, it's great. It adds to the flavor of the world where factions, get into fights and all that. Yeah, it happens on at least one of the missions too, where you enter into a room and they're already fighting with each other, and they're like, "Surprise!" Grim Reaper shows up to just mow you all down. I rewatched the opening cutscene, the one you can't skip today, and I happened to start playing "Oh Death," a cover of that, and it was just like oh my gosh, I got so much frisson, I got like goosebumps, and just like yes, nothing matters, and except for the bullet, it's death simulator. Yeah. Where's my motorcycle? I like to imagine that the designers got to go on a paid expense trip to DC and then just walk around town and be like, "Let's flip that car over. Let's burn that hot dog stand." All right. Yep. I know I did. Sorry. I am trying to engineer a way to see you. There it is. Turns out all it took was me logging in and out. Thankfully, you can join people's groups at will, so it's pretty easy. Yeah. Yeah, if you click on it, somehow it should highlight, but It's also buggy. No, it's not the case. I'm able to trigger my own length I just sent. I think that's a personal issue. Like I think that the yeah, I think that Ubi broke that. Oh yeah. Well, you might. I mean, if you get shield builds, often need a pistol. Oh yeah, like all right. Yeah, old. Like in Super Giant games. Like kind of like increasing the difficulty thing. Yeah. Uh, I Yes, it is pretty good if for a sidearm you don't care about. Uh, I will say that I totally understand that desire to have a big old pistol. That was like a huge thing for me in Borderlands. But like, let me tell you about an exotic that you're gonna want to find called Dodge City. So there's this holster, this exotic that says that while you're not shooting things with your pistol, you're earning stacks that increase your next pixel shot by up to 1,000 extra damage. And so occasionally, like every 30 seconds, you'll get the ability to just whip out your pistol, shoot somebody in the head, and have the best time. It's not very end game viable just right now, but it's got some promise. Sweet. Mandatory. Yep. So I'll tell you about the thing that we're trying to do, right? So all kind we're kind of like up we're kind of upgrading the theater right now, but ultimately when we have the ability to enter level 7, there's a main mission down there in East Mall. And so we're trying to just follow main missions, but right now we need 3 more levels to really be viable in that area. Well, like 1 more, really, but just pick things, collect them, eat candy. Eventually you'll get a new zone. Yeah. Um, yeah. Hmm. Yeah. The main takeaway there is don't try to keep them, because they're not designed to be, permanent unlocks. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, hey. Stand, stand in the green. Armor kits? Yep. I took a healing skill, so if you need healing, just let me know. I'll hit you. I tried to heal you like 3 times now, but you kept walking out of it. Yeah. Things are getting a little spicy. Ah! Yeah. Most of the skills, if you double tap them and you use them, you'll drop them at your feet. Just cool tip. The cluster mines will automatically seek targets if you do that. They do that anyway, but it's easy just to double tap it sometimes. No, I put my revive hive down. Yeah, so it's like an extra life. Yep. Oh, I found a mask that's actually part of a set. That's cool. Yeah. It's part of Kaiser and Richter. Right? Crazy thing is skill tier, right? Is probably the most powerful mod right now because it's 100% or nothing. Yeah, I shared some stuff. The it's a lot like the way in Diablo how you get an item that says like +2 to fireball, except that skill tier is just literally +1 to every skill you own. Yep. Well, it's also blue. Blue shields will also improve your shield. It's the same thing. Because all shields receive blue and yellow talents as skill tier. If you inspect the skill, it'll tell you what its current tier is, and it'll tell you what the stats that are being improved and how much they're being improved by. Other if like everything other than skill tier improves a specific thing. Shields are just different in the fact that every blue talent, regardless of what they boost, also counts as a skill tier. I kind of think there should be more skills that are actually hybrid, like the shield. Yeah. Yep. Well, the point in this game is that they actually indicate that there's something that you can acquire. It's like a little tiny gate to get you. Hey, like, hey, look! If you notice this thing, then there's loot. Ahoy! Yep. The baddest guy. He's actually a returning villain from Division 1. But you know, who cares? Yep. Oh yeah. Yeah, Assassin's Creed Odyssey is a great example of ludonarrative dissonance, in which the game says that you can, with one hand, that you can pick sides and that you can be a nice person or you can be a terrible person, and you can even do like a pacifism thing. But the game will constantly tell you that to complete locations, you have to murder people, steal, and commit arson. And so, like, and it defines in those terms. Not it's complete. So if you don't do those things, it's implicitly saying they're not complete and that you are a bad person. Yep. Yeah. I mean, well, if you're gonna try and make them non-political, quote unquote, that's why none of the story in this game matters. Anyone working at Ubisoft, if you have any clout, let somebody know, let a designer know that their works and trying to create a story for this game were completely on deaf ears because of fundamental flaws in their narrative. They should probably just eat donuts all day and do nothing. Is my opinion. Just stop trying. Yeah. Either that, or I don't know, unionize. Maybe try to impress upon your boss that maybe we should try and make narrative an actual thing in a Ubisoft game. Go figure. Whatever. Okay, you're gonna continue playing the game instead of just listening to me talk. Okay, I get it. I see it. I see how it is. Yeah. Right? He likes hoarding lots of stuff. He's a big boy. He likes storage. I don't know. He's a storage boy. Yeah, so you can use your Shade Tech to buy a variant of your skill that you've already unlocked. And you can also spend them on buying perks, which is also available to Quartermaster, like things like unlocking mod slots on your guns or having more inventory space. And y'all no longer have to deal with the problem of there being not enough Shade Tech points in the game to unlock all of the perks. So that's a bonus. Yeah, long time ago, you once bought all those things. Uh, figuratively, all the gear, because weapons don't have weapon sets, and also some of the loot we've been getting doesn't have a weapon set or a brand. So yeah. insinuating that who insinuating that whoever controls the White House is on the side of the morality is like cuts me right now. I well, I got a news story for you. Dying Light 2, the people behind that, they canned somebody for sexual allegations. So, like, good on them. Good on them for pruning the tree. Eh, yeah. Yes, you can actually. Yeah, you've taken fall damage all the time and never noticed. Like, no, no, it's not. Usually, when you take falling damage, you're outside combat and you regenerate immediately. If you ever see a little danger triangle when you're about to make a leap, that just means that if you do a leap there, you'll take damage. And it'll go health damage instead of armor. You'll never take armor or damage from a fall. But it's usually not relevant. Uh, Trying to take out these guys that are in combat with us. Right? Yeah, I mean, you've seen the tiny little car of death that has blades on the front of it. Yeah, well, Ubi design. I can only imagine that they don't remove the echo for like weird corner case complicated reasons. Like that. Well, I mean, the one example is the zoo. You have to activate an echo in order to end it, right? So maybe there's just something weird that they decided that was a little too complicated, that cost them a little too much, some engineer's time to fix. So, hey, 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 Jeff and the engineer says it's non-trivial, then everyone believes. Yep. Yeah, there should be a big button in many games like this where it's just like I push the button and I'm immediately dropped into something that's doing something. Uh, I take Armitage. I take Armitage with that. I don't think all games should be fun. I think that it's totally fine to have games that aren't fun. But I am being pedantic. I'm being pedantic. So go ahead. But that's a fair point. But what does Joel say? Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Like, it's a big word. In fact, one of the biggest problems I think in gaming right now is that nobody understands that when they say fun, they mean like one of 8 different kinds of fun or whatever. And then like I've met like I used to work for a guy who ran a big game store who I don't think had a different like definition for fun other than fun. It was just enjoyment. And if you asked him to define what that meant, he probably wouldn't be able to because it's just like he's locked in at this point. That said, yeah, mechanics, gameplay, quote unquote. I don't know. Since the three of us have talked about this, Trent, what are your opinions on this? Remember, no wrong answers. Unless it's a wrong answer, then I'll chew you out. No, I'm just kidding. No, like what are you like? Yeah, I guess so. Beginner's guide. Yeah, cool. No, I think that's like it's a great outlook, and I think we're on a very similar page for the four of us. Like, just kind of like orbiting from different angles. Yep, it's a core gameplay loop that is super satisfying, except that it's mired in a lot of little tiny. It's a rough diamond. It's just never been to the gem cutter, and I don't know. It never may never get there, but who knows? It's got. Whew, it's really fun to shoot a guy in the head and get a little whoosh, little swoop noise. Like, and the game's all like bonus points, and I'm like, I know, game. Another way of saying all that is that we look forward to living vicariously again through you too. Yep. Well, hey, fun fact: in the White House is a shooting range that you can play around with guns with. So do with that with you may as you may. Uh, Someday, will be. Okay. Good. Sounds good. All right. Peace.